Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Makar Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule impeccably well. Shalom to the hopeful elect, pushing his truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe, in the sincere hopes of being delivered in these last days, all right? This is the brother Yakanan from the GMS England branch. This will serve as an in-transit edition video, Lord willing. It's edifying unto you brothers out there and few sisters listening and learning. Now, earlier on today, I come across a few articles concerning a $200 million investment from the the Bill Gates of hell into further building the infrastructure of this whole ID 2030, which is an agenda that was started around, I believe it was either 2012, 2014, one of those dates. And their mission, their goal is to get basically the whole world to have their form of a legitimized digital identity, all right? And the aspiration is to get this done by 2030. So there's been another $200 million that's been invested into this effort, and also into infrastructure to build up that system and the functionality of that system. So you have a lot of different projects going on by various different Edomites upon the earth, man. All right, and it's all heading into one direction. All right, and that direction is towards this new world order, towards the MOTB system. Okay, now you have the cryptocurrency by the name of Ripple, and it's said that they are basically the favored ones concerning the legitimacy of their technology and being utilized by the governments. And you also had not long ago the information came out regarding the Pentagon and regarding their efforts of creating a CHIP that would work in detecting any ailment that you might have at the time when they were hyping up the COV. All right, so all of these things are still in the pipeline, because sometimes we get flooded with so much information, so much figures, so much agendas and plans, that sometimes you forget particular articles or particular news pieces. But we have to remember that all of this information that comes out is all given towards this new world order system. All right, and you also have that company by the name of I believe it's Synchron, and they are major players also concerning this transhumanism, and concerning the CHIP, the digital all. They're major players because they've actually had, if I'm not mistaken, approval from the the FDA. They've actually had approval from the FDA to go ahead and experiment on humans with these brain CHIPs. Okay, and I believe they got the go ahead before Elon Musk. All right, I don't think he's even had official backing, official permission, you know, to do so, which we know, you know, all of these organizations and companies, you know, they're doing these things anyway. All right, they're not, you know, they're not waiting upon, you know, authorization to get these things, you know, off the road. All right, these things are being done, and they have been, you know, getting done, you know, for a very long time. All right, but that's just the news that they let, you know, you and I know. All right, so you got a lot of, you know, different companies doing different things. You have everything moving in tandem in order to bring in, you know, this new world order system, and it really is something that, you know, we got to keep our eyes, you know, peeled on. All right, because things are moving fast now more than ever, man. All right, and the scriptures tell you that, you know, if the Lord didn't shorten the days, then there'll be no flesh to be saved. Then we can clearly see that the world is heading to that point. All right, because everything is getting worse. All right, everything is actually getting worse. You know, the food is polluted, the minds of the people is polluted. You know, in Isaiah 60, you know, from the top and down, the scriptures talk about, you know, gross darkness covering the people, man. And we're at that point. All right, it's evident that we are at that point. You know, gross darkness has severely covered the people and the minds of the people. All right, we're living in a degenerate generation. All right, we're living in a very degenerate generation, man. So when the scripture says, you know, there will be no flesh to be saved if the Lord didn't come back, that's a very, very true statement that we can see, you know, coming to the forefront and, you know, manifesting, you know, right before your eyes. All right, everything is at, you know, all-time low. All right, the kind of, you know, content, you know, that's floating around, you know, on the internet, you know, is disgusting. All right, I saw a video. Well, you know what, I'm not even going to talk about that video, all right, because that was just so disgusting. I don't even want to get into it, but just put it this way: Jake is at all-time low. All right, Jake is destroyed, you know, for a lack of knowledge, like it tells us in Hosea 4 and 6. All right, things are getting terrible out here. All right, things are getting more and more terrible. Just when you think, you know, things can't get worse, you know, somehow in this, you know, wicked ass kingdom, it manages to just get worse every time, you know, without fail. You know, the levels of wickedness are able to, you know, find, you know, new heights. All right, and that, you know, this is evident that we're at the end of this man's kingdom. All right, because things are just too bad, things are too terrible. Okay, there's no redemption. You know, the scriptures say, you know, we would have healed Babylon, but she's not able to be healed, man. All right, you can't fix this wicked kingdom. You can't fix, you know, what Esau, Edom, all right, has you know, spawned throughout the four corners of the globe. In fact, the only remedy for this place is for it to be destroyed. Okay, and that's why, you know, the Lord is gonna have them ICBM missiles, all right, during the course of World War III, penetrate the earth, man. Okay, and cause, you know, a great cleansing to happen upon the face of the earth. All right. Now, another thing I remember reading from the article concerning the Bill Gates of hell is regarding, you know, all of this farmland that he's been purchasing in the land of America. And if you actually Google the chart, and it shows you, you know, it pinpoints, you know, the amount of acres that he actually has on American soil. And pretty much, you know, he's the biggest farmland owner in the United States of America. All right, this one man. All right, and not only is he buying up, you know, all of this farmland, but he is not actually, you know, making business. No, that's not what I want to say. He is not actually, you know, farming, you know, animals on the land. He's taking over, you know, these huge, you know, plots of land, plots of farmland, and he's basically making them vacant and void, you know, of livestock. All right, that's what I wanted to say. He's making them void and vacant of livestock. So no food is being produced on all of these lands that he's actually taken over. What does that tell you? All right, but there's an agenda behind this, okay? And that's why they're trying to get you to indulge in staying away, you know, from meat, and indulge in eating abominable foods like spiders, you know, various different insects, so on and so forth. They've been pushing that heavy, all right, saying that, you know, we need to save the planet, and in order to save the planet, we need to stop eating meat, we need to stop eating beef, we need to stop eating lamb, so on and so forth, all right? When that's, you know, that's just purely bullshit, man, okay? But they've been pushing that a lot. They've been pushing, you know, people eating degenerate foods, man, abominable foods, you know, like spiders, you know, worms, you know, so on and so forth, man. All right, so you know, there's an agenda behind this. There's an agenda behind him, you know, buying up all of this farmland. All right, because eventually they're gonna force people into submission of their New World Order system, man. Okay, because if you can control the food, then you can control the people, man, very easily. All right, you control the food, you control the people. All right, and it's as simple as that. There's literally, you know, farmers that are being bought out. They've taken the money, they've taken the paycheck, you know, the Federal Reserve notes, and then you just got a whole big, you know, farm of space, all right, that's not being utilized, okay? And it's happening over and over again. Then you got these mysterious fires that keep taking place, all right, with these huge food plants that supply a substantial amount of food throughout the four corners of the globe. All of a sudden, they're going up in flames. All of a sudden, there was one that was actually had an investment from you know, the Bill Gates of Hell Foundation. All right, they had I believe it was a £600 million investment, if I'm not mistaken. And then what happened was, all of a sudden it went up in flames. Now, I might be wrong on the amount. I might be seriously exaggerating the 600 million. Well, I might not be, all right? I can't really remember the figure, but it was in the millions, all right? It was definitely in the millions. And that plant, you know, that factory went up in flames, man, all right? So that's of no coincidence. This is what's going on out here, man. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot for us to look out for. And we got to be mentally prepared for the times ahead, all right? Because these people out here, you know, these sheeple, they're not preparing for the times ahead, man. They're not seeking, you know, Yahweh Shem Yahushai while he may be found. They're just not doing it, okay? And as a result, you know, you're going to have an abundance of people that are going to be destroyed. An abundance of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are going to be destroyed in these last days, man, all right? So with that, Lord willing, this video was edifying. And until the next one, I'll say shalom.